Isn't that great?
That was crazy. Because of the legalities of it.
Actually, I thought they approved the, it doesn't matter, we're gonna take it. Yeah. I don't have
Sure how that works
more with
either.
the A, you better, you know, like
Yeah.
One time I was and we thought the logo, the logo and everything was great.
Did something not come through for you, Suzanne?
no, I haven't heard back from the FAA.
It seems a bit disjointed, doesn't it?
in there. Fund the whole thing,
Good.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Gonna pass with that, Kelly.
There you go. There's a lot.
You know, I haven't been by. I was gonna stop by today, but after we had lunch, but
We've got one of our teams at work is just firing on all cylinders. I think it's really, really great.
Chris, I just,
We'll send that off Thursday.
I mean, this is who we want to sign it in the recommendation.
DOD ones?
What are you wanting this to say exactly that?
You know, it takes, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I do.
The city clerk's gonna have to catch that stuff, I'm not gonna catch it always.
It's just like you guys keep reinventing your organization, building depth to the organization, solidifying a sales product. That's what we're doing.
you know, it was a weird. I came across that. I did a funeral for a family from
Everybody,
Utah.
everybody,
were-
we have three full body, right?
So I got to be down.
So that's great.
The virus launch was
Awesome.
but I don't know. So they called me and said, "We got this table. You can have it.
Team leadership,
It's an old antique."
participation in buying.
Pretty cool table,
Supposed to
but it was in bad shape.
top down, you just can't manage it. You can't strong arm it, you can't do that.
One of the legs is broken off, and one of the
Nope, and I
chairs
looked out
has
the window and the
a
Kelly.
harp that's in the back of the chair. One of the harps is broken.
Kelly,
Gotta love it, don't you?
Yep.
I thought about fixing it, but
are you doing the zoning?
I'm getting rid of stuff before I move it, but I've collected.
Okay.
I sure can. No problem.
Oh, you do it.
your move date is?
Hopefully May 1st.
Very good. Welcome, everybody, to this evening's regular commission meeting, Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021. I think we'll start this evening off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first thing on our agenda tonight is to consider the consent agenda for March 9th, 2021.
I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. Item number 1 on our regular agenda is to receive a request for the use of Athletic Park and Okerberg Park for Sand Creek Summer Daze. Do you have any comments, Greg?
I understand that I don't have to be here tonight, but I did want to make my presence to thank the most important people, the city staff, sanitation department, parks department, the recreation commission, and finally the city commissioners. All the hard work they do in allowing us to hold the festival, and as well as the hard work they do in setting up the festival. And I wanted to be here personally to thank everybody for what they do for us. Our 23 member, we went from 7 to 23 in 1 year because we wouldn't be able to do it this year if it wasn't. We have 28 events this year and 6 days long. So just want to thank everybody in the city for what they do for us. And that's basically all I have to say.
Wonderful. For a matter of record, could you state your name and address, please?
Greg Hansen, 1015 Grandview Avenue.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Very good. So do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the use of Athletic Park and Okerberg Park for Sand Creek Summer Daze.
I second.
Hearing a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on this evening's agenda is to consider a request for a temporary alcohol permit on July 10th through 11th for Sand Creek Summer Daze. Denise?
Greg, do you want to say anything about that? Okay, great.
Is this on? Okay. So we have a request for the temporary alcohol permit for the Sand Creek Festival, Inc., and this would be taking place on the Friday and Saturday of the event. It would be from noon to midnight on, let's see, I'm sorry, Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday there's another event someplace else. But they meet all the requirements for the permit, so I would recommend that we approve that permit.
Thank you.
I move that we approve the permit for temporary alcohol.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is to receive bids and award contract for Southeast 14th Storm Sewer Project. Suzanne?
How about,
I think we
can we do item 5 first?
Oh, did I jump it?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Item consider request to waive out-of-district sewer fees on 703 North Meridian.
At your last meeting, you heard this item, and we received some new information from Mr. Broadhagen, who was president at the time, and he told us that the property owner, which would have been the only one in the benefit district for this sanitary sewer, where he is asking to have the out-of-district fees waived, the original property that was in the benefit district had agreed to favor him purchasing this property and having the fees waived, and they would be the only one financially impacted. We did not know that until last meeting. You asked us to reach out to the property owner and get confirmation. I have included that in your packet. I also talked to him directly. He's agreed to that. So because this is a unique situation, and we believe they're the only property owner that would benefit financially by him paying into the district, staff would recommend that you go ahead and waive the out-of-district sewer fee.
I make a motion that we waive the out.
Good. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. We have a motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. All right. Now, receive bids and award contract for Southeast 14th Storm Sewer Project.
Yes, on the southeast corner of 14th and Old Main, we have a storm sewer that collapsed, and it's an old corrugated metal pipe. It's about 59 years old. We are needing to replace it. We went through the bidding process after bringing this item to you previously, at a previous meeting. We received bids on March 3rd, and we had 3 contractors. The low bid was just a hair over $31,000 over the engineer's estimate. We have talked with the low bidder, and there is no room for wiggle on this. The pipe, we are replacing the pipe in kind, except that we're putting in concrete pipe, reinforced concrete pipe, instead of the corrugated metal, so we don't end up with a failure just like this in the future. And pipe prices have increased. All construction material prices are increasing. Lag time on getting product delivered as well. So because we were planning to pay cash for this out of a sewer reserve account, we believe that we have enough room to go ahead and increase the project budget so that you could award bids to the low bidder, which in this case would be Mies Construction, at $151,630. And we would ask that you go ahead, increase the budget, and award bids to Mies. Do you have any questions?
That all comes under one motion then? Increasing
I
the,
believe it can.
You're good.
okay.
One motion's great.
Very good. Do we have a motion?
Well, I will move that we accept, increase the budget for that low bid. Accept the low bid.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Thank you, Rod. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. All righty. Next item on the agenda is the Planning Commission. Who's going to carry that?
Yes, Mayor. Suzanne and I, and maybe Chris may even tag team this if you have specific questions. Before you this evening is the
recommendation of the North Newton Area Planning Commission to approve a zoning amendment or a rezoning request. This is for property located on your screen, shown by the red dot right there. It is on Southeast 14th Street between South Pine Street and Parkwood Lane, just on the north side of Highway 50. It is owned by the Clausen Family Investments and Clausen Family Trust. It is currently zoned R1. They are requesting a zoning amendment to R2 for multifamily use. And remember, in our code, if it's R2, you can also build R1 within the district as well. It just kind of gives you flexibility to go either way. The Planning Commission did hear this at their last meeting. They conducted the public hearing. No one was present to speak at the hearing for or against the rezoning request. I believe that the developer has a contract on this property, or a pending contract, pending the results of this rezoning. So the recommendation to you would be, the Planning Commission did approve it unanimously and recommended you do the same. If you don't have questions about this particular property and project, the motion will need to be two separate motions. One, to receive that recommendation from the Planning Commission, and then two, the second one would be to consider adopting an ordinance that would amend the actual zoning.
And this is the open lot right beside that apartment complex to the west.
Yes, sir. So this little triangle here has the current apartment complex. This is the property, like I said, it's going from R1, the proposal is to R2. This is R3, which is multifamily, and this is R1. This would be very consistent with the surrounding zoning.
Can you, for the benefit of the public, can you say at least what type of business they're leaning towards putting in there?
All I know is that it's potentially multifamily, so it could be like a twin home or duplexes for R2, or again, single family residential.
I mean, they could put single family or say duplexes in there. The developer has talked like they would put some type of a cul-de-sac with some duplexes in. Now, whether that comes to pass or not, I don't know. They'd be allowed to do whatever they want to do in the and that is approved in an R2 zone.
Right.
Well, it certainly will help satisfy some of our housing needs, won't it?
Yeah.
It is wide-ranging in need, and yes, this would be a great benefit. And it's great infill development, too.
Well, I will move that we receive the recommendation of the Planning Commission.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. Denise, do we have an ordinance number?
Yes, Mayor. It would be 5039-21.
I move we approve ordinance 5039-21.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion ordinance passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We
you.
will let the owners know.
Next item on this evening's agenda is the taxiway E reconstruction. Oh, we need a motion to table that, right?
Yes, Commissioners, we thought we would have the grant documents, the agreement from the FAA, and we have not received it. So we'll just and leave it there until we receive it,
So do we need a motion to table it?
please.
I move that we table that.
Very good.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item will be tabled. Hey, you going to give us an update?
Yeah.
Yay.
I think we have a.
Next
there-
item on the agenda is an update on the Newton Pool.
Yes, Commissioners, if you recall, in 2020, we went through the tail end of a long process, getting all of our partners to agree to move forward with improvements to the new municipal pool. And everything was completed, and we finally had a contract signed with a design-build contractor in December of 2020. We've been going through the design process while going through the demolition process as well. The gross maximum price was set at $2.72 million for this project. And through the design process and as you go through the demo, we are able to figure out is everything underground where we think it is, and everything that we need to move in the place that is going to work out the project to good. And we did not know exactly all of the items that we would be able to build with the project, and the run-out slide, which is the blue one there at the front of the image. This one was the one that we had sitting there. If we had enough funds, we'd be able to do it. And we are to the point now where we believe positively this will be in the project. I signed off on a zero-sum change order. So this is a part of the project included in the cost, and we will be able to deliver a new pool project that's going to have actually 3.5 slides. The half is the little baby slide, the toddler slide, but there'll be a family slide. The existing slide that's shown in green will be refurbished, and then we'll have the run-out slide that'll be the new item, large item, along with a new lazy river. We'll have a zero entry portion of the pool there in the middle, and we'll have 6 lap lanes for the deep end with diving boards and a climbing wall. And then there are floatables that is kind of in the lower or the more shallow end of the deep end. And a lot of shade structures. We tried to hit all of the items that were requested by the public in all of our public meetings. And the bathhouse will be refurbished inside, and there will be a family restroom in there.
Can you describe that run-out slide? So you come down, if you're laying on your back, you come down. Is it supposed to stand you up so you can run out in that dark blue section?
No,
Or
yeah.
why do they call it a
The
run-out
reason they
slide?
call it a run-out slide is because you don't end up in the pool. So you run out on the deck, meaning you are going to, and this is kind of for those preteen age kids and up that don't necessarily love the swimming part, but they like the cool slide part. So they're going to end up just in this trough of water and splash at the end. The yellow shade structures right there is going to be great photo opportunity location for the run-out slide. That's where everybody will end their journey on the slide at that location.
Is it taller than the existing?
It is. Uh-huh.
How much taller, do you know?
Oh, I don't remember, Clint.
okay.
I will tell you, though,
It
it
just looks
is
taller.
under the height restriction that it would require the special inspection every year, because that is quite a costly item due to the changes that were made.
But it is taller than the existing one?
It is.
Okay.
And the other thing I failed to mention was the spray pad. There is a location there on the deck that has the spray features. It's hard to see with the gray for those little tiny kiddos that you don't want to have down in the water. I am super excited about this because we were really hoping that we would be able to get it outside, and it does look like that. If there's any bad news on this, is we are continuing to have some weather that is not conducive to construction at this point in time. You know, the cold snap we had here a few weeks ago really put us back, and now wet spring weather. We had expected that we would not be able to open the facility until the end of July. We'll see. I don't want to make any predictions at this point. Construction is slightly behind, but you can always catch up on that, but it's just going to depend on the weather.
Yep.
Very cool.
Great update, thank you.
Looking forward to that.
So is everything on here actually they're gonna have a basketball goal?
Yes, yeah, basketball goal too. Everything on there is even the color that it's going to be, except for the toddler slide.
This little guy right here.
Where is the toddler?
Right here, can you see I don't know if you can see the cursor on the screen, this little red one
Oh,
right here.
okay.
And then this is the family slide. So like, my son, who's not quite big enough and probably not brave enough to do the slides, I could take him down this with him, or like 2 kids together, so.
Cool. That's exciting.
That climbing wall, tell us how that works again. Is that facing the deep end?
Yeah, you're
right?
in the
So
deep end.
So you climb up, and then you can fall back into the
Yeah.
water,
Uh-huh.
basically.
Yep.
See how many weird antics you can do at your
Exactly.
That's what summer in the pool is
It
all
is.
about.
It would be preteen
I
excitement.
remember those years.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you.
Very good. Next item on the agenda this night is Citizens Forum. We have one sign up, Mr. Corley.
Lance Ormley, 908 South Poplar. I know that lots of times many people, they come to this podium, Greg and stole my to complain about things, myself included in the past, but today I'm here to say thanks. A couple different reasons. Since COVID, my intent is to come here and say thank you for the slowdown at the high school. Most people curse me now for that. that. But for a long time, we didn't have anything going there, and it was a dangerous situation. It took probably about a year and a half, maybe, before the change was seen, before complaints started coming, myself included. So that's one thing. Another, I don't know if many people know, some do, some don't, that I asked to intern with the Newton City Commission, and I was granted that. And since that time, I have felt that the door has been completely open to me. All of the people that I've asked to talk to gain information, even commissioners that I've talked to, have all been very open and honest and forthcoming with anything that I've asked. And I appreciate that. Another thing, the pool, most recently. Newton, it's something that we've needed for a very long time, and I think that the commission handled that in a very good way, especially with managing resources that we do and don't have, is looking bright. I would say also that I think I would just more or less like the citizens of Newton, after I come here and say thanks, is that you know, when you come and you express things to the city and the commissioners, it's not always something that you're going to get an immediate gratification out of. Sometimes change takes time. In fact, I had a wise man once tell me that government is like a big ship in the ocean, and you're moving it just 1 degree at a time. It's not something that you can just change automatically. And since I ran for commission, well, about 2 years ago I filed, I would say that a lot of the issues that I felt were an issue for the public that I heard have been appropriately addressed or are continuing to be appropriately addressed. So for anybody that I've come to and asked or talked to or sought help with, I greatly appreciate it. My experience has been such that city staff, city commissioners are concerned with the future of Newton, and that they're more than accommodating if you just ask or if you try to find out and not throw stones on Facebook. Most recently, my kid's a skateboarder, so I've been frequenting the skate park. It does seem like it had needed some improvements. All I did was open up my mouth, ask some questions, and try to get some people interested in some of the improvements that needed to happen there. I've had multiple city staff meet with me on a couple different occasions, different commissioners meet with me on different occasions, and already we're starting to see action with that. So any citizen that feels like their city's not listening to them or that their city officials don't care, they're mistaken. And if you just take the appropriate actions and express your ideas and your beliefs, they're willing to listen. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, having no other business, let's go.
I'm just happy to be here tonight. It's good to be part of, that's it.
Same here. Thankful, nothing else.
Donna?
I just want to mention that we did receive our Certificate of Achievement in Financial Reporting for 2019. It's a little slow, but that is 30 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's an achievement. Suzanne? Nothing?
No, sir.
Just a reminder that we will be having a joint city-county commission meeting. It's a special call meeting. It is scheduled for April 7th at 11:30 a.m. We will be holding it at the Meridian Center, since we will have both staffs and both commission and governing bodies present. The main topics for consideration will be our joint property ownership at the airport and the capital improvement plan for the airport for 2021 and 22. And there are some other items for your consideration, and it's just going to be nice to be able to have that joint meeting. We had initially scheduled this for last year about this time, and due to COVID, there's many other things that kind of got postponed. So again, it's an open public meeting. Anyone is welcome to come and attend, and we will have a working lunch for you all that day.
Thank you. Mr. Craig?
I don't have anything.
I have two things. Did we get our friends moved in out at Building V?
Yes, they moved in the last Friday? Last Friday or the Friday before?
They got the key Friday, I think, started
Okay.
moving in Monday.
Cool, okay, just wondering.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
then, yeah, okay, good. And then I think I would just echo a little bit what Lance said. Newton is a great place to call home, and I think that we're all blessed to be here. And I appreciate the transparency that we get from all the city staff. There's no one at the city that doesn't return an email, doesn't return a phone call, and they all do it very promptly. So that's appreciated, and I know our citizens like it too.
Yes. It is a great town, great staff, great commission, and with that, we're adjourned.
Thank you all.